Hi, everyone. My name is Kenny Rosales, and our group decided to do our presentation on the peace speech given by John F. Kennedy in 1963. Before we start breaking down the peace speech, I wanted to highlight some of the background information of John F. Kennedy. He was born May 29, 1917. His family has a history of serving in the military and in office as well. Decades after being born on January 20th, 1961, he was sworn into office, which made him the 35th President of the United States. During his time in office, he gave many speeches leading up to the peace speech, which are now considered historic speeches. Now, some of those speeches is the inaugural address, January 29, 1961, that he gave when he swore into office. The address to Joint Session of Congress, May 25th, 1961. The address at University of Washington, November 16, 1961. And the American University Commencement Address, where he gave the peace speech in June 10, 1963. Now, one of the things that our group is going to do for you is break down his 27-minute speech and highlight how it ties into a persuasive speech. Okay, now and other factors associated with a persuasive speech. Now, if we were to take a look at the content highlighted in our book under the Developing Business Presentation on a speech to consider and how to choose a topic, you'll see that speech to persuade is to influence the audience by presenting arguments intended to change attitude, beliefs, or values. And as you'll learn today, that the speech did exactly that. Okay, it was there to influence peace, not within the people here in the United States, but other nations and through other world leaders. Okay, now if we start to look at its appeal, is it appropriateness and ability at that time, it was. Okay, where we were at in history, it did appeal at that time. So the topic of peace was relevant. Now, in addition to pair the speech with the content of our course, you have the persuasion, which is an active process of presentation, arguments to move, motivate, or change your audience. So again, the speech did exactly that. Motivation is distinct from persuasion in that it involves the force, stimulus, or influence to bring about change. That was the goal. And if we start looking at the functions of persuasion, you have convince and persuasive speech. The goal is to change the attitude, beliefs, values, or judgment of the audience, which applies. Then you have this the function of stimulate. When you focus on stimulation as a goal or operational function of your speech, you want to reinforce existing beliefs, intensify them, and bring them to the forefront. Okay, so in his speech, when he talks about peace, he ties that in with unity. Okay, how we should come together, not just as people of the United States, but other nation. We should come together and promote peace or create peace. Now, one of the things that he highlights in his speech is that we don't all have to like each other, but we could come together for mutual tolerance. Okay, so as you'll hear from my group members, they're going to go ahead and address the peace speech, break it down, and tie it to a persuasive speech and other factors associated with of a persuasive speech.